Guys, and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor, episode 136, part 3. I'm your GM Gagnor, and today we have Grim or Simner with us, however you want to look at him, doing his version of our little divided game. So, New Death, having spent 4 months in accelerated time within the Cauldron of Purity, has finally given their answer to Inveruna, which resulted in them both willingly giving up the Star Mother and unfortunately being robbed of the second piece of what is needed to make the Unbound Ephemeris. In the process, they also took Cleary's hands, which really pissed off a lot of the people within New Death's group, who then went straight to the council to start making headway and tell them everything they could tell them with the restrictions of their bracelets about how worrisome and dangerous Inverna had become. Having relayed that information, the team then went to begin working on becoming champions of the council so that they can get the full scope of the council's plan. But before they could do any of that, on a whim, they decided that they would investigate the Grand Fracture, which sits within the middle of the Nexus of Selindor.
That was totally not Grim's idea.
And upon getting close, it opened up for Orin, who disappeared inside. Grim didn't see anything other than it opening up slightly and his quasi-friend disappearing inside. Before, very quickly, the churn began. People immediately started flying off of the disc, but Grim held fast to it. And as the disc was spinning through the swirling mist and the chaos, you feel yourself being nearly ripped asunder as you were tossed rough onto the ground, the disc skidding to a halt, being covered in crimson sand. You get up to your knees and look around, tasting the dirt in your mouth. The disc is crashed on the ground. There's a scorching sun in the sky. You're in an unfamiliar location, spires popping out of the ground in all directions. You can hear the sounds of wings beating as strange insectoid/humanoid creatures begin flitting about in the far distance. You see columns of bones littering the surroundings.
Great.
What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I know where I am, just don't know where I am. kind of a big place, you know. And, yeah. So, where to start? Does the disc still here?
Disc's still there on the ground.
It doesn't work though, right?
You investigate it. You get close.
Try to see if it works.
Yeah, you begin tapping at it and pushing at it and make an Arcana check for me.
Yeah, let's see if I can get the disc to work, because that would make it a lot easier. I still got my... I don't know what time of day it is. I think I still have my foresight up. That's a 13 either way. 22 Arcana.
22 Arcana, it doesn't seem to be in a state in which the energy that would be moving it is present. Whatever makes this thing go seems to be absent. Some sort of energy source is missing.
Yep, that is what I thought. And I don't think I can carry it. That would probably not work. Yeah, it's pretty big, right? It's like 20 feet across.
Yeah.
30 feet across. Yep, that's not gonna happen. Like, check on my little babies, Mr. Tentacles, and
everybody seems to be okay. They're still hiding within. The impact didn't seem to affect them much. They squish around you as you clambered around on the ground. They didn't seem to receive any bludgeoning damage or anything.
Okay, good. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. And I think we have all of our funguses, so that's good. In case we need them. Um, yeah. Don't have any spells though. That would be like particular. Well, we'll see. Great. So I guess I'll make a let's see, whatever check I need to do that would help me to figure out my bearings. What would that be? Wouldn't it be a nature check?
Um,
I mean, that's
yeah.
terrain,
If you're trying to
but
get a general idea of which way is northeast, southwest, you could do that. Having never actually been here yourself, there's no other check that you could really do to determine what the right direction to go might be.
yeah, I'm not
But go
trying
ahead and
trying to
make me an
remember.
intelligence check to get some general navigation.
Yeah, just trying to like, yeah, then that's good. That's an 11 for an intelligence check.
Judging by the way that the sun is, you can tell it's high up and mostly in the middle. So pretty much any direction could be any direction as far as you're concerned. Also, now that you think about it, you're not sure if the sun rises in the west or the east or sets in the west or rises in the south and sets in the north. You have no idea.
Great.
But
This is so good.
you are in an open expanse of crimson desert with dust and bones blowing all around in the blistering wind.
Perfect. 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 So, well, at least I know Abyssal now. That helps.
Certainly can't hurt.
Thankfully, we know the words. Um, I guess I'll try and make a nature check and see if that helps me at all. That's a 24.
Oh, the 24 nature check. There are a few things that you do recognize. Um, in a certain sense, you can tell that wherever you are in this desert, one direction is clearly deeper into the desert, and one direction seems to be sloping away into a harder rocky terrain. Whatever that might mean for you, you're not sure. Based on the dips and the way that it twists, probably a few miles off, there's likely to be a river.
Do I remember? Well, I guess I probably have to make an intelligence check to remember where the portals are. So I know that this river Styx, I think, runs through Pazunia. Or am I thinking the wrong thing? There's a river that runs through
Make
Pazunia.
me an intelligence check for that.
Something runs through Pazunia. There's a river that runs through Pazunia, but I just can't remember where the portals are relative to that. It's a 16 intelligence.
You are correct. The River Styx does run through Pazunia. As far as where portals might be, you do remember reading that there were some located along the river's side. And then there's also several portals and general direct paths in some cases to several of the other layers of the abyss through the Grand Chasm, or also known as the Blood Rift, which begins on Pazunia and stretches down through several other layers of the abyss. As far as you're aware, that is northward, somewhere northwestish of the River Styx, but you're not sure where you are.
But we think that I think that's like the rocky area though.
The rocky area could very well be a riverbed somewhere because you can see that there's drop off going further in, and it seems to
I
twist through the landscape.
Well, I guess I'll head towards that rocky area then. If the other way is
Okay.
just a bunch of more desert, right?
It certainly seems to be deep desert, further and further as far as the eye can see. You can tell that you are somewhere close to about a mile into this desert, and there's some rocky terrain that seems to have a twist to it, sort of like scoping out into the distance. No other structures except for the spires that seem to house several flying demons.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go towards the rocky area with the
Okay.
slopes.
You begin walking and walking and walking. And as you do, make me a constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Go. 19.
With a 19, with the sun beating down on you, you feel the effects of hunger, thirst, and the heat, but it's not enough for you to succumb to exhaustion.
Well, that's good.
Before you make your way close enough to indeed see a few spires that seem to hook, almost like teeth, along what appears to be almost an acidic, putrid river that sits nestled within this canyon area. It's still a little ways off to the waters themselves, but you're waylaid by the moment as you hear a noise not too far away going, "Hey! Hey! You! Fleshy!
But
I!"
look
You look
around.
over and you see a pile of bones stacked on top of itself. Jagged and spiny bones that seem to be broken apart, shattered, and yet reconstructed into a small pillar with a skull sitting on top. And you see the skull going, I die.
So go over to him. Hey,
I,
that's a cool trick.
yeah, not really a trick so much as, I'm in a rough spot there, friend.
Okay. Well, you'll need some help.
Oh, that would be lovely. If you could just, take me with you, anywhere, not here in the middle of the Basunian desert, that would be lovely. More, even better than that, would be if you could perhaps fix me some sort of body out of these bones. I would be quite grateful.
I mean, sure. I don't know. Just, I guess I'll have to use medicine check to put him in a
Sure, make a
better
medicine check.
human type shape. I mean, assuming that he looks like human bones, I guess, but
His bones do not seem
he's
human. They're
or at least
sharper
humanoid,
canines and
or
strange. Most of the bones have been broken and scattered and have been intentionally stacked to create a sort of totem.
yeah. Well, I rolled a 33, so
With a 33, you were missing quite a lot of what you would need to put together a body. But the pieces of bone that haven't been cemented together with dust and some sort of adhesive, in a way that they could still maybe stack together, still bits of cartilage that wouldn't completely break apart. Um, we could probably get the better part of a leg bone with a hand or a foot at the end, kind of your choice. Or if you wanted to just completely abandon the whole human body shape, you could probably get a couple of different legs together or limbs together and create a sort of balanced tripod situation for the head.
weird three-legged dog. It's like a weird stool.
Yeah, basically like the head on a stick that kind of can run a little bit functionally.
Great. Yeah, we'll do that.
All right,
Just
so you get this
cobble them
thing
together.
together. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Look at that legs. Ooh, look at that. I mean, it's not great." And then you pop head. Oh, look at that! Hey, I can move. And begins
There you go.
moving around all the places. He's like, "Hey, you're not such a bad guy, are you? You can call
I'm
me
in.
Sticks.
Call you what?
Sticks.
Sticks?
Yeah, Sticks.
What? Sticks, I'm Grim.
Nice to meet you, Grim. Well, welcome to Virginia. And he begins scuttling around a bit. He's like,
Yeah,
so, what you doing in such a shit-filled place like this?
yeah. No, well, I got thrown here. Apparently, touch, Bren touched the big rock, and the tree twisted, and we got thrown here. Well, I got thrown here. Other people got thrown some other places, I guess.
You kind of hears the sound of like his bones rattling slightly, as if like just like complete silence enough that you can hear the bones rattling together. And he goes, "Right, okay. I'm not sure exactly what any of that means. Big rocks,
I
twists,
know.
trees, but I'll tell you what. I've been around here for a long time, friend, so I know the general geography. If
I
you
mean,
want
I
to help
probably,
somewhere,
I probably ought to get to uh, Zoopmoy's palace in Shetacla. Probably is. I think
oh,
that's probably where I ought to go.
yeah. No, we could definitely get you there. As far as I'm aware, you're going to need to enter the Blood Rift for that. That's the other side of the river.
Yeah. So,
Oh, sure. Come with me. I'll show you the way. It just begins.
anything I need to know about this river? I don't. I mean, I think I've read about it, but it doesn't look like it's like regular water.
Well, it can be a bit dodgy on the living flesh front, but if you're not that sort, and you're not too close to death, it's unlikely to drag you in. More or less, as long as you can traverse the thinnest part, which is where we're heading, nigh on 15, 20 feet of water, as long as you could surpass that with a nice long jump or something of that nature. Or you could just climb a little bit up one of the spires, hop off, jump
I could
across.
fly over too, right? Probably.
Uh, yeah, that would be definitely the most efficient way. I'm not exactly airborne so much these days.
I could just throw you.
Oh, yeah, just give me a toss like an old bone javelin.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's fine. You can be thrown. I can't really throw myself.
Yeah. I've been in the river before. No big deal. No big deal. I'm tougher than that. Come along. So you begin
Great.
making your way the remaining mile or two, but he seems to bring you down through these into this sort of riverbed pretty directly and gently in a way where you might not have taken this path on your own. Um, and when you head that way, make me a perception check.
The 29.
29. At certain points, you do see a couple of different demons, like imps and quasits, or other winged creatures that seem to be moving about within the canyons, but they don't seem to approach you. Every now and again, one will sort of peek over and then see you and see your little skeleton postman moving around with you, and they'll just sort of skitter back over the rocky terrain.
So, 6. You
Yeah,
being undead,
yeah, close enough.
are you. I mean, I just knowing what little I know about down here. Are you from Thanatos?
Oh, no. I'm just a passerby who, well, got a little fucked up in this situation. Used to have a lot more body on me, I'll tell you what.
I'll just make an inside check just to see. That's a 33.
The 33? I mean, he's obviously not giving you a lot of information, but he doesn't seem to be being dishonest.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, then, as you guys are skittering around for a little bit, a while further, you can see that there does seem to be a point in which the river becomes more shallow for a bit. It almost pulls up and creates a small lake some ways to the left. But where it is now, where it rises up, you can still see the water still moving with that force across the sand, but it's a much shallower, more narrow section of river. And you can see these spires close together, creating a sort of gaping maw. Says, that's our path there, friend.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess I could just, well, really want to just walk through it. That seems like a bad idea. So, you want me to still throw you and then I'll just try to fly over?
Uh, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess. So you get closer to the river itself, and it seems to be what, maybe at its narrowest point, maybe close to 15 feet across.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're beginning to observe the water, it seems to like twist and roil and move. It almost looks acidic and strange. There's like pock marks in the sand all around it. And then, as you're observing this and getting ready, you're to either throw sticks across or to get your fly spell ready, you hear, ah, good, very good. Looking across the water, you see something nestled high up above you, sitting perched on top of what appears to be the edge of the canyon. And you look and you see, holding a massive sword, 4 wings, an avian-like creature with a demented-looking face. So this is the one who talks a bunch of shit. Sorry about this, friend. I was just doing my job. And he begins skittering
Oh,
away
no
in the
worries.
opposite direction.
Do I recognize this winged creature from any books, aka
Well,
is
let's go
he
ahead.
have a Pazuzu? You mean like?
Let's go ahead and take you to the map. As this massive winged demon flies into the space nearby and lands down and clatters for a moment. He goes, we all heard it. Someone saying he'd see us soon.
Yes,
Oh,
you came to say hello. That's so nice of you.
yeah, I said I came to do more than that. Prove that you're not
Oh,
full of shit, too. And he raises his sword. Go ahead and roll initiative.
so nice of you to just come and say hi like this.
As you see this very clearly powerful looking entity, it is in fact Pazuzu.
Oh, Pazuzu. All I can think of though with Pazuzu. Have you seen the one the one Futurama movie?
No, I don't remember it.
This one Futurama movie,
Oh
Farnsworth.
yeah, we're Pazuzu.
Pazuzu!
And it's like this fucking
You
bird
have
pops out of
one
nowhere.
wish left, master.
You have one wish left. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. What'd you roll for initiative?
Oh, something bad. 7.
Uh. All right. Let's see here. So, from where he is, he will take his sword and point it towards you, and then thrust forward. and a beam will fire from his sword at you.
Don't do that, Pazuzu.
That is only a 21 to hit.
No, that hits.
All right, I wasn't sure. I need all of my d8s for this fight. All right, so you're gonna take 16 points of piercing damage, and 20 points of necrotic damage.
Which has resisted the taunt.
Okay. And then he's going to gesture off to the side, and you're going to watch as he takes his sword and like gestures. Another sword appears hovering in the air next to him.
Oh, well, that's just not fair.
All right. It is your turn.
Okay. Well, first things first, I guess. Cause I'm gonna need it. Let's see. Where'd it go? Where's my notes? Alright, go to half my player level. Well, what is my player level? It's 17. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm trying to see if it's an action to activate them. You may activate any number of them as an action. Okay. Well, the question is, how many do I need? So that was just 26 damage.
We're talking about the healing spores. Remember, they don't stack.
Where they don't stack, we're saying.
Yeah, remember you can put them on multiple people, but they don't stack.
That makes it harder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, then only activating one as an action. Okay.
Yeah, haste might be a smart choice then.
Well, I don't have haste.
Oh.
And I don't have two actions anymore. Alright. Well, let's see. I can still go ahead and activate one though. I'll activate one. And that'll at least make me immune to disease and cure 7 hit points.
Every round.
Have that every round.
That'll help tremendously in the long run, I think.
And then I'll hex him. I don't know what ability check to make him, because I don't really do a lot of ability checks. So it doesn't make him weak against like whatchamacallums, right?
It's ability checks, not saving throws.
Exactly, right. So it doesn't it doesn't help with saving throws, so this doesn't
Yeah,
really
you pretty
matter.
much just pick most people pick strength,
Yeah,
because strength is the only one that really comes up in battle. Like, because you could use
yeah.
those strength check
Oh
for
yeah,
like.
I'll do strength then, and then I guess I'll just keep my reaction in case I need that. Yeah, and then that's that. I'll just be
Okay.
like, all right, if they really want to fight,
So he will, at the end of your turn, fly across the water at an incredible speed and land next to you. And now it is his turn proper. And he's
as a
going to soar at
reaction
you.
to him entering my space, have him make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so that's just plus con because he is not proficient. That's a natural 20 though. For
Oh
I won't tell you the
man,
total.
then he passes that.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't automatically pass it, but I assume he passes your DC.
I mean, it's 22. So
Yeah. All right. So he's going to attack you. I don't think that's going to hit. That's only a 17 to hit.
then that misses.
Um, that, on the other hand, is a 29 to hit.
Then that definitely hits.
All right. So as he strikes you, that's a big one. 15, 19 points plus 8, 27 points of slashing damage.
7
Plus,
points of slashing damage.
that's another big one. My goodness. 26 points of necrotic as he hits you. And then his sword flies across. Let me go 5. So it's here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, he probably should have summoned that closer, huh? No, it can fly up to 50 feet. Okay. 35, 40, 45, 50? Reaches only 5 feet, though. It's still not close enough to attack you. So that was an oopsie on my part, summoning it on this side of the water.
Hey, well, there you go.
That saves you 1 attack this turn. Okay, it is your turn, though.
Okay. Does this happen at the beginning of my turn, or does it even specify? Um. It doesn't say, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'll get that back. All right, what we got? What we got? What we got? Let's see here. So he's like right up in my face. Oh. He just wants to make my life difficult, huh? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to do.
I mean, it is a demon lord coming after you the second that you land in his plane, basically.
Yeah, that does make life difficult. Well, I don't really have a choice but to. Gonna make me do all my stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I probably gotta do that. Do I have? Not have that. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll bamf out all my spores. May as
Alrighty.
well. Um, can't do much with that, but I don't know that I got much of a choice.
How many spores?
17.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got 17 spores.
I just kind of scattered them there.
Yeah, good enough. Yeah, it's all within 30 feet of me. So, and then
I think I did too many. Right.
what else I got? Any bonus
Oh
actions
no,
I
one
can
more.
do? Any bonus actions I can do? I guess I'll bonus action Shillelagh in case I want to do that later.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Did you not do your whatever it's called? Your don't you have something that gives you temporary hit points?
Temporary hit points.
Like your class feature?
What do I have that gives me temporary hit points?
I thought that's what your class feature did. Like when you do your transformation thing, your wild shape.
Oh, my symbiotic entity. Yes, you are correct.
I just thought you might like to do something like that.
Yeah,
At this
yeah,
point,
I'll
it should
do
give
that
you
at some point.
quite a bit, right?
It does.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it.
It's
It's
been a
been
while
so
since we
long
fought.
since I've used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent like months out of combat, so I forgot about symbiotic entity.
Yeah. All right,
But
cool.
like it's a lot of it's based on like melee. Apart from the temp hit points, it
Yeah.
does it buffs your Halo of Spores, which almost always fails, and then it gives you bonus damage on weapon attacks or melee attacks, melee weapon
Gotcha.
attacks. So it's like apart from the temporary hit points, I never think about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So with that, that is your turn, I suppose.
Yep.
Pazuzu goes, touch by I see. He will use his bonus action to move the blade here and deck you. If your mushrooms get an attack of opportunity, they can take it.
Do my mushrooms give an attack of opportunity? Hey, let's have my mushrooms attack. Do they I mean they probably have a +0 to attack. Let's see, gas spore. What's the attack bonus on a gas spore? Touch attack +0 for 1 poison damage. So let's attack. And how many were within range of it? 2, 3,
Yeah, and it's a sword.
which is probably immune to poison damage. So, well, there were a 19 and a 20 and an 11 and a 13.
Well, the 19 and 20 both hit, and so does the 13.
So
So they.
First.
That's it. All right.
Nothing happens, but they
nothing happens.
hit it.
Yeah. So Pazuzu is now going to swing at you. That's a natural 1.
Oh, that helps.
That does help. And that is a natural 14, which is almost definitely going to hit.
Definitely gonna hit.
That's 27. So.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 1. A 1. That's 2, 8, 13. 20 points, if I'm not crazy. Yeah, 20 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 6.
Oh, and I'm going to use my reaction to deal 2d6 thunder to him.
All right.
Which is 7 thunder. From the Sapphire Buckler.
And 21 points of necrotic damage, which I think you're resistant to necrotic.
I am resistant to necrotic.
Okay. Then his sword will attempt to attack you from the opposite side.
Don't do it, sword.
That's a 23 to hit.
No, it hits.
That's 8, 16 points of slashing damage, and 5 points of necrotic.
Okay. I'm still kicking.
All right. That's going to put us at your turn.
Okay. So. What to do? What to do? I will. Let's see. So many options. Well, first I gotta heal myself for 7 points. And then I will cast No. Let's see, the thing is it just everything I do is an action.
I think you've got a potion of superior healing on you, or supreme healing, or something.
I do.
Which is a bonus action.
Yeah, I do. Let's see where you at. And I do have a potion. Oh, you know what? I'm going to quaff one of my potions of invulnerability.
Sure.
That's probably a good idea.
After the first sword attack, you probably should have thrown one of those back.
and then I'll
symbiotic entity, or
symbiotic entity, yeah.
All right, cool. So as you do that, you throw a potion back, he says, and then he's gonna keep swinging at you. Ooh, that's a miss. Yeah, that's 2 misses probably. 18 and 17 to hit.
No, those both miss. As a reaction, have him roll a con save against my spores.
I rolled another 5. Oh my gosh, that's an 11 total. I just rolled 5, 4, 5 on my dice.
So he fails the save?
Oh, he actually gets he gets advantage on that. And he still fails. That's a 4 again. So 4, 5, 4, 5. Is
So
what I rolled.
let's see. Also, that hold on. Where's the dice to roll this stupid thing? Well, never mind. It's the symbiotic entity's active anyway. But I'll just roll 2d10s. If he's even, I don't even know if he takes necrotic damage, but um, it's a 6. So if he takes any damage from necrotic, it's a 6 from the spores.
The spores do necrotic or poison?
They do necrotic.
It said 6 points of necrotic damage
Just from a halo of spores.
from your halo of spores. Gotcha. He in fact seems affected by it.
That's good. I don't know if the poison things are going to do anything to him, because most
No,
things seem.
well, it depends. It depends on where you are, but demons, especially demon
Yeah.
lords.
Exactly. So many things are immune to poison that it's just like.
Yeah. But when they're not,
But when they're not, things melt. Yeah. If nothing else, I can use them as a barrier, I guess.
you're not wrong. All right. So his sword will attack. That is 19.
That misses.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I rolled a 4, a 5, a 4, a 5, and then a 6.
Nice.
Cool. Oh, he forgot to do his legendary action next turn, so I'm just gonna do it at the end of his and pretend I did it at the end of yours.
That's fine.
So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. He goes, so slithery, and there's this massive concussive boom as he eats his wings. So con
That's
save.
a 17 or 16.
You succeed. So you're able to
Oh,
cover
that's
your
good.
ears in time. According to this, it does not do half damage. I think that it would, but it would affect all creatures within 360 feet. So,
Well, there you go.
You're fine. You watch as
Wow.
Styx gets like knocked to the ground. I'm gonna put Styx on the map. Styx is this skull right here.
Well, alrighty.
Here, I'll put him next to you so you can see him. There's Styx. He is now over here to the right. All right. Yeah, your turn. That was like the weakest demon lord turn of all time.
Yeah, he had a hard time with that one. Let's see what else we can do. Okay. We can do. We can do. What can we do? We can do something. For sure, we can do something. We could do. What does this do again? No, that's not going to do anything. Probably not. So let's not worry about that. Now we can do a couple of these. I'm gonna yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and quaff one of those potions that I have. Because I think I have one of those. I don't have it on my sheet, but I know that I have one of them.
Yeah, I think you all got one
and
at
those
least.
are 8d4 plus 8, right?
Correct.
+17, so plus 25.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna just cast Blight on him. Level
All right.
4. And that's 46.
Does he make is it a spell attack or does he make a saving throw?
He makes a saving throw. So it would be a DC 22 con for half.
He just
It's for
fails
half.
with it. He just fails with a 21.
Well, there you go.
This is a homebrew monster that I'm using, a homebrew version of the Pazuzu that seemed strong enough, but not too strong.
Yeah, I don't think he has a stat block, right? I don't think any of the.
He doesn't have a stack plot. So this guy gave him his saving throws are intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
I mean,
Hey, whatever. How much damage is it?
it's 46.
Oh, I thought you said 4d6. Gotcha, 46.
46.
That's pretty huge.
I rolled really well on that one. Its max is 64.
So he's and he's gonna reach out to you. Actually, before that, he's gonna beat his wings, and energy is gonna pulse off of him. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw. You're giving me my worst saving throws, bro. That's a 21.
That still fails, unfortunately, on this one. I got one of
Damn.
them at DC is 15, the other one at DC is 23.
I rolled a 19 too.
Oh, that sucks.
I only have a 2.
9,
So.
16 points of thunder damage.
Okay. Which I'm resistant. And
14
well, I guess
points of necrotic damage. You can't be double resistant.
yeah,
If
so
something gives
I'm
you
resistant to both of
resistance-
those anyway, so it would just be wait, what would you say the numbers were?
Necrotic 16 or thunder 16, necrotic 14.
So I would just take 15 then. Total.
Yeah, I guess so.
14 and 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's his legendary action. Now the other sword's gonna attack first because things have not been going well. I should be giving him advantage on all these, but that seems unfair. That's a natural 19 though, so it doesn't matter anyways.
That definitely hits.
So that's gonna be
Oh, why did I take that out of my real hit points?
17 points of slashing damage, which I believe you are now resistant to. So reduced to 8.
Yeah. Okay.
And then maybe we won't roll shit on this necrotic roll. Ooh, yeah, that's much better. It's 12, 11, 17 points of necrotic damage. Reduced
17.
to 8.
Reduced to 8.
So-
Okay.
Yeah, reduced to 8. All right. And then he's going to reach out himself and make a touch attack roll on you. Natural 17 for a 30.
That definitely hits.
All right, so we're gonna do this. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh well, that's gonna definitely succeed.
Maybe, probably.
Maybe it's a 24.
Yeah, it succeeds.
I have a base 14 on that one, so
Yeah, that's 11, 14, 15, 16, 16. What does this die say? 18, 26. 37 points of psychic damage.
37 points of psychic damage, reduced to 18.
Reduced to 18. Go. And then he's going to make his other attack on you. So he substituted 1 for his maddening touch. Ooh, 20 to hit.
20 to hit is my armor class, so it
So it
hits.
just hits.
So like the other one does that much damage, even though I succeeded.
Yes, the target receives. It's an attack roll. You take
Okay.
the damage, but then you must. So otherwise, you would have had to roll on the indefinite madness table.
Oh, okay. So I take that damage. Okay.
But it's just an attack roll to hit.
I didn't know if it was like half damage
Mm-mm.
or whatever.
No, the DC is just for the additional effect. But he could have just straight up missed. So we've got 10, 19. Wow, is that really? I rolled that high? 2 6s? Yeah. Plus 8, 27 points of slashing damage. That's so huge.
Okay.
Reduced to
13.
Yeah. And then necrotic is 9 plus 8. So 17 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Oh, and have him roll the DC, the con save at least before for my what you call it.
Con save is 19.
Okay, so let's have him take that 2d10 before it goes away. Well, it's still 2d10, so it's 13. 13 necrotic. And she said it was how much? Like 17, you said?
Yeah, 17 necrotic.
Okay, so that is
Sounds right.
reduced to 8. So that's gonna go there. That gets rid of my temporary
How much
hit
necrotic
point.
did you just do?
I did 13.
13. Okay, I knew there was a 3 in it. I was like, wait, what was the other number? Okay. So as his turn comes to an end, and he cuts into you again and again, the sword stabbing from behind, the maddening touch seems to just course through you and send this psychic shot that almost fries your brain for a moment. You become dizzy, and then suddenly you feel something bulging in your shoulder as one of your mushrooms begins to grow incredibly fast, and you hear as it stretches out from your shoulder at an incredible rate. It feels like pus and mycelium at the same time are just gushing out of your core, out of your body, as you see your lady Zugtamoy emerging from your shoulder. She unfurls herself in front of you, a massive form, 20 feet tall in front of you. And Pizusa goes, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "You should know better. If you weren't such a coward, if you were going to try to fight my champion, you should have used your own."
Oh, I thought you were in their meeting with the council. I wasn't going to interrupt you.
She says, "This is not the time." So she kind of like shushes you with one of her like tendrils of mushrooms. And then she goes, "You should have sent your own champion, and you are a failure for not doing so." "We're not. He will be mine soon anyways. We wait for him at the tournament. He will die in the arena." Not tournament, the other words. "He will die in the arena. We wait for him in Thanatos." And then he massive concussive boom as he takes off and flies away. Zogtamoy says, "You?" And Styx is shaking in the corner. "Yeah." She says, "You serve me now." And she gestures and mushrooms start piling up into the bone. He goes, "Oh shit! Oh fuck! And starts shaking, and then you can see his eye color changes blue, and he's like, "Yes, my lady, what can I do?" And then she says, "Guide my champion to my realm. I'll see you soon." And he watches the massive form of her just shrivels up onto the sand.
That's done.
You only needed the last 5 rounds.
So
Your mushrooms are all over the place. And the sword clatters to the ground for a moment and then vanishes.
I'll direct my. I mean, they're not like mushrooms anyway. So I'll direct my mushrooms to form a bridge across the sticks.
Nice. They're just kind of like. So you're just
so we can just walk across.
Bridge of eyeballs. They're like barely able to carry you, but they are able to carry you across the water. They're buoyant enough with all the gas, so it's not like a strength of their own. They're just not popping under your feet. They're
it's
just
only because there's
enough.
so many of them.
Yeah, there's 17. It's like a little floaty device. Why not?
Yeah.
They just have to bunch together and use them as a little boat of spores.
They're just like little floaties that we can just like kind of hop from one to the other.
No, all 17 of them, they make like literally like a platform that just moves you across the water. You don't even have to jump.
Exactly. They're like a
Um,
raft.
Six goes with. He's like, oh man, I don't know why, but I've got the feeling I have to serve you. Don't like this. From one forced service into another. I really
It's
didn't mean
okay.
nothing
It's
by it,
okay. At least
friend.
you can get like a mushroom body out of this. Like you can grow like spores. It's better than not having flesh.
Hey, you're kind of talking my language now. An actual body sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you can have like a mycelium instead of flesh. It's better than having nothing.
But hey, you've got a demon lord on your side, it seems. That's something special.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have one. I'm hoping to have all of them eventually. I mean, obviously, I'll still have one that's like kind of in charge, but like the goal is to
Yeah.
be the champion of all of the abyss. So
Yeah, that bird guy, he was saying that apparently you took a bunch of a smack. And I was supposed to keep an eye out for you and let him know, and only he would come and take care of you if you arrived here.
yeah, no, I mean, this was expected. Grim did say that he was gonna come and say hello to him. Well, I mean, I literally meant I was gonna come in and say hello to everybody because
Oh, friend, you've probably got to work on your cadence then, because, I probably picture it seeing something like, I'm gonna be there to say hello, which sounds real threatening if you think about it.
oh no, I mean I'm still planning on killing all of their champions.
All
But
right, well, maybe that's what did it. Fair enough, Brent. Well, we best head to that blood rift. I wasn't lying about that. I just need to get you to this particular part of the river because that's where Pazuzu was waiting.
yeah, yeah, no worries. Yeah, we'll go to Shedekla. No problem.
So as you guys continue marching forward after leaving the river Styx, you make your way further and further through the canyon-like terrain. Most of the demons that pass and surround you seem to move away. Again, at the sight of you and Styx, seem to just sort of skitter around on the extreme of your peripheral. Heading further and deeper in that direction, probably traveling for a couple of hours. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Well, what time is it of day now?
You look in the sky, sun hasn't moved.
Well, I mean, like, for the purposes of like how long have I been awake? Like,
Probably, probably if this were your time and then a number of hours that you would be walking at this point, probably like 18 hours.
yeah, okay, so my foresight has definitely worn off now. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
I didn't want to like say, oh, I still have foresight and roll with advantage. But I rolled a 19, so I have 21.
nice. So you continue making your way in that direction. You rolled a 19 for your con save?
Well, it's a 21. I rolled a
21.
natural 19. So
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so you are fine.
yeah,
As
but
you
I no
guys
longer have foresight. So
travel,
this
the
has been
sun
long enough.
moves a few inches in the sky, but it's really hard to tell through all your traveling and the amount of time you spent here. The sun is still high, scorching the radius or the entire area of Pazunia. You come across a massive divide, almost pitch black, looking at it as you start to approach from a distance because of the sheer immensity and the size of this chasm. But when you get close enough, you see it reminds you of Selindor's um, large sort of circle that goes around the entirety of the Nexium. That then dips all the way down where you guys at one point found that abyssal fracture in the wall, that dungeon where you all dipped inside. Uh, I don't even remember what I called it, like the Howling Divide or something.
Yes, I think I'm
It's
gonna cast
about
a
that
cure
size.
wounds on myself too, just to get some
Sure.
hit points back.
It's about
And
that
that's a
size and
36.
scale. And then looking down in it, you see it goes down for miles and miles. You can't even see the bottom. But you see bridges that go across the divide and collide into different sections. You see several flying like flocks of demons just migrating about within the space. He says, if I'm not mistaken, if we head about 1 mile that way, and then about 7 miles down, there should be a bridge, a small section where there is a tunnel that leads to Shidekla. There's a ways to go. But unless you've got any special ideas, I guess we're hiking it.
I mean, let's see. I could probably get us there faster. Let me see.
I will say, if you have Featherfall, if you have Orin's Featherfall device, Featherfall is until you touch ground.
I do have that. I also have Windwalk,
That's pretty good.
which lasts for 8 hours.
That's pretty good.
I mean, and it works for up to 10 people. So me and Sticks could, would
Oh,
be good
yeah.
to go.
So this is like the most important thing is that you gotta watch out for the Kazme. They're
I don't know what that is.
crawling in that area. Oh, they're a type of bug-like demon.
They don't eat wind, do they?
No, I think they're just gonna suck on us. Why? What does it matter if they eat wind?
Like if
I'm made of bone.
if I were to turn us into little balls of wind so that we could fly around really fast,
You're cracked, friend. I can't be wind on bones.
I can turn you into wind.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll turn him into wind.
Turn him into wind. He goes,
Cast Windwalk on us.
oh, holy shit, I believe it.
I'm just gonna nudge him, like, okay, kind of like lead the
Whoa.
way.
Oh yeah, shit, fuck. All right, there we go. So you guys dive through this thing. As wind, it's kind of a fun experience. You see creatures of all types. At first, it's mostly flying demons nesting up in the higher layers, but the deeper down you go, you begin to see turmoil happening on a lot of these bridges and a lot of the outcropping, the little cliffside faces where people are fighting over different scraps of what they found within this dismal place. Every now and again, while you're flying, you'll hear the sound of falling as a body just from miles above just comes just
Perfect.
flying down on one side and then splatting into something along the way. And then you come across this area that he's talking about, crawling with Kazme, these humming demons that look like giant mosquitoes seem to be nestled around inside of the zone. And as he approaches, he says, "That's the spot over there." And you see a portal nestled deep within the craggy area. I guess we can just fly right in if we win there.
Yeah, I mean, so why not, right? We just fly in.
All right. So as you guys fly past these terrifying creatures, they're like sort of humming for a second, and like the wind will pass close enough to the winds. They kind of wow, and they kind of like nudge at each other, but it's just wind. So as you pass towards the portal, you pass through it. It almost feels like passing through a sort of gelatinous membrane, and you find yourself on the other side in a familiar space. Mushrooms growing up like trees in all directions. Lakes of acid. And as one of those trees turns around, you see the face once again of Zogtamoy. That was quicker than I imagined. Perhaps you're not entirely useless, are you? Sticks, is it? Of course, my lady, I do as you command. I'm here right now. Indeed you are. Well done, Grim. Don't worry, you are safe here.
Just turn back into a people.
Sticks turns back into a people and into whatever he is, and just sound of him like cracking on the ground. Oh, he broke one of my bones. Ah, he's fine. I'll get another one. And they begin following Zugtamoy as she once again appears bit by bit along the way. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. She just starts appearing in trunk and trunk as they turn, her face appearing nearly everywhere. You follow it deeper and deeper into Shadekla, into her territory. And you arrive at an opening. Massive mushroom seems to have been like upside down the cup. And you find these soft, velvety grooves opened up for you into this large circular clearing. In the very center where the stump of this mushroom has been cut off, there appears to be a large, almost table, but it's about 30 feet across, and it's just the dried remain of the stalk of this huge spore. And you can see sitting in the very center of it is Zogtamoy in a proper form, covered in lichen and all sorts of different types of mushroom and mycelium all over her body, just spread out in all directions. She goes, hello once again, my champion. As you have requested, I have a gift for you. I'm surprised to see you so soon, in such strange circumstances within this place.
Yes, we made. Well, I told Oren to go touch the big fracture, and we apparently triggered the churn, the big churn, which sent me here. So I don't know what happened in there. Looked like he got
One of the
sucked
few
into the
realms in which
fracture.
I was present here instead of present there. Curious, well aimed. Most turns are not
Yeah,
like this.
it was. Yeah. Well, my theory. Well, I don't know if I was right or not. I assume I was right, but we'll see. I'll have to see Oren and ask him if I was right. But my thought was that maybe his old master was the giant fracture, but who knows? We didn't get
There
to
are
talk
rumors
because
going throughout the council that it is an old god at the level of the overgods that was used to create that fracture. If
yes,
that is the
that is.
case, then his master is powerful indeed. Not more so than I, mind you.
We think, well, maybe the none of them remember her. It seems that maybe I don't know. She might have been the original master of Sigil. I don't know the history. Primus doesn't seem to remember her. I don't know. But only one that seems to remember her is Orin, so
Strange. I have no memory of any master of these outlands before it became Selindor either. Very strange.
I think Northot made sure of that, yes. So
As it is, champion of mine, I do have a little something prepared for you.
yes, and it
And you
hasn't
watch
even
as
been 3 days.
her finger stretches out. She says, well, that it has in my
Has it?
time.
Oh,
Yes.
time has been all over the place. So it's
And as it does, you see a particularly beautiful arrangement of spore and energy. She says, this is a very important gift I bring before you, Grim. Accepting this is accepting my true power, and your place as more than champion, but as my successor.
it doesn't look like your others. This is true. It is.
This is my true gift. It will make you sovereign.
What is the difference between sovereign and champion?
It will give you a greater understanding of what you are. It will allow you to use a greater modicum of my power.
and it marks you again as the successor to my realm.
I see. Now, when Grimm's friend Seti got a powerful fracture, she grew boobs. Grimm is not going to grow boobs, is he?
I am uncertain how it will affect you, but as we do this awakening with it within you, hopefully it will make you capable of facing the trials ahead. You see,
Good,
there was
good.
another champion on the block, as it were, supported by the Demigorg and supported by Baphomet, and most importantly, supported by Orcus.
Oh,
They are the ones who have issued the challenge, and we are to arrive there now that you have arrived here forthwith. But I cannot send you there unprepared.
so they all three support the same champion?
Yes, the champion goes by the name Zalbakis, and he is the progeny of Miska. She spits.
I feel like I know that name. Do I know that name? Miss Scott?
Make a history check.
Oh, the 19.
The 19, you do remember this from your big book of the abyss. Beloved by a mercurial entity known as the Queen of Chaos. This particular lover of hers was one of the demon princes that ruled throughout the abyss, was heralded as a great destroyer. He was Niska, or Miska the wolf spider,
Hmm.
but he was slain or otherwise destroyed. The history is unclear, and was not known to have any progeny,
So this
according
guy,
to your
was,
books.
was he like a giant wolf spider?
He's a strange creature, mostly humanoid from my knowledge. But he was apparently implanted by the Queen of Chaos after her lover's demise, the seed transplanted into a drow.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Do we know what type of warrior he is?
It's hard to say. All I know is that they all support him. He has blessings of the Abyss, whatever that might mean. Certainly, his connection to Thanatos must be quite strong.
Well, Grim is not worried,
Well, of course not, because you
especially
have
not,
this. And she
especially
presses
with
the
that.
she presses the spore into your chest and she says, "Focus now, Grim. This awakening will be a very important one." And with that, we will go ahead and take our break, but I'm going to send you your new fracture, which you might want to spend some time fucking around with to
Yes.
figure out what you would like to choose. I don't think I can post all this at once. Nope. Let's do half and half. And we are back. So, as you feel this energy enter into you, you feel your entire body begin to almost reconstruct itself. You feel the energy, the connectedness of all these spores. You feel a pulse of life running through your body. You feel your body sort of rooting into the ground momentarily and connecting to the circle of spores that is all of Shadekla. All of its connectedness, thousands, millions, billions. You feel small, and yet you feel whole, as if all of this is you. You feel like you could leap out with just your mind and touch any spore within this domain. You feel like you could control them and become them, and they could become you. So, as you open your eyes, you look over and you see Styx sitting there staring at you. He's like, "You all right there, boss?" go ahead and give yourself a long rest.
Yeah, I need to give myself a long rest.
You've been out for 10
Um,
hours.
I'm just reconsidering, just very briefly, in case I need to reconsider. But yeah, no, I think it's the right choice. And how many do I get on a long rest with the points?
2d4 spores for a long rest, but you're going to start at maximum spores because
Okay.
it's a brand new ability.
Okay.
But I had to limit it to 2d4 spores because it was just so it's so powerful.
Yeah. Okay. Sovereign spores.
So I don't know if there's anybody in chat right now, but if there is, I gave him a block of text about, 2 pages long, and said,
A lot.
"Here, sort this out in 5 minutes."
Yep. And I did.
It's good stuff, though. For
It
anybody
is
that's
good
familiar with
stuff.
our campaign, he basically got the equivalent of a Zephyros fracture that went to Nikita, who I think spent like a week deciding what to take.
So I just made some quick decisions. I
We'll
think
see
the
how
thing
it
is, like,
goes.
I have enough ways to deal necrotic damage already. Is I
Yeah,
think
no,
is the main determining factor. So
cool beans.
all right, so let me do my long rest. Let me actually look at my spells real quick. We're about to go mess stuff up. That's not gonna work. We don't need that. Not gonna share the spells. Don't need reincarnate. Can't cast that on myself. That's a
Why
bad spell
now?
choice. That's a bad spell choice to have right now, huh?
I mean, yeah, it would take you 12 hours to get that set up, and you already have one for yourself. So
Exactly. Yeah, I'm good in terms of that. Alright. Nope, I already have those. Come on. Come on, me. Pick a spell. I'll figure it out. Promise I'm not stupid. What's the one I'm looking for?
I could not tell you, even a little bit.
Why not this one? We'll do that one. Oh, great. I still need to learn one more. I thought I was done. I picked a spell. That's like great. I'm good. I'm good to go. Back. Good to go. there's like a very big difference, like when you're picking spells, like just in general, being with a group of people and being by yourself.
Yeah. There's certainly a difference.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, I feel like you should just have multiple character sheets, one like next to the other, and the other one's just
Yeah,
like
yeah. No,
Grim alone, Grim in a party.
it would make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Imagine being a
Hey,
bard and not being able to change your spells and being built specifically to support all of your teammates.
Great. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna take this spell that you have. You made this one, right? This is Cleary's spell. Here, we're gonna stick this on there. Flame Weave?
Flame Weave?
Yeah. Boom. Flame Weave is on there.
Flame Weave was indeed created by the University of Phoenix alumni.
Yeah. Yeah. Putting Cleary's spell on there. Boom.
Hilarious.
Done.
All right. So, with that,
took me more time figuring out the spells than it took to.
You've come to consciousness.
He says, "Boss, you've been out for 10 hours."
Yes, there's a lot to sort through. Limitless potential of the spores.
But hey, look at this!
And you look over and you see some of the spores have started growing onto him, and he's like around his face, and he's got like a little bit of like mycelic like flesh kind of growing around, like creating a sort of muscle pattern. His structure has not changed. He's still a weird little tripod, but there seems to be like a strange sort of mushroom muscle that has like started to grow over him, and he's like got like this blue kind of flesh. He's like,
Look at me! I'm basically almost alive again.
Look at you. You're doing so good, Sticks.
Says, yeah, boss. This is pretty good.
You'll-
Pretty sweet gig up. The gig compared to sitting in the hot sun getting bleached all day.
So, are we just going directly to this arena?
Big Boss Mom says we're gonna head there as soon as you're ready, so Big Boss Mom. Big Boss Mommy.
just like yelling, just like kind of hopping around on his little strange phalange base.
This is many responsibilities, you know.
It doesn't seem to be responding to her, but the second you think about it, you feel connected to her, and you can just think, and she'll hear you.
She's like, oh. You're like, my lady. When are we going?
She appears and she says,
You have awakened.
and she like gestures out towards you, and you can see she says,
You're so much more beautiful now.
That is the first time anybody has said that about me.
you look and you realize that your hands, like the fur on them, has been removed. It's almost as if it's just the same blue mycelic flesh that seems to just be sitting as a sort of like root base for the spores to grow directly out of. You now realize that you can move and expand and have spores grow out of any part of your body. At a moment's notice, you are all one entity now. Your basic structure is the same, but instead you are a blue man made out of, at this point, spore entirely.
This is much more convenient.
She says,
Are my guys still okay though? My little.
Oh yeah, they're just hanging out.
Good. Good. My little mushroom babies are still good.
Yep. So with that,
She says, Well, my champion, my heir, let us ride.
and then she opens up a portal that's just made out of like one of the mushroom trees just like splits apart, and as it does, like this airy portal appears, and she like sort of like sweeps forward. You can see as she does, like a lot of her excess lichen and mushrooms just fall away, and she looks like to be wearing like a more pristine dress of spores that seem to wrap around her and make her look thinner, more regal. She leaves a lot of it behind, and as you step through to the other side, you're immediately surrounded by the dark, cold, black marble of a castle. Incredibly high, arching, very detailed Gothic framework throughout the ceiling. There's no like Leonardo da Vinci style paintings on the ceiling. There are sculptures out of the ceiling itself of screaming faces and bodies reaching up, made out of pure black rock. You
This is
see
very
skeletal
pretentious.
heads in all directions lit with flames within. Statues of the Grim Reaper in all directions, and you see the mark of Orcus every 20 feet on the walls. She says, "It is indeed. I truly hate coming to Thanatos, especially to Orcus's well itself. But this is where your little trial will commence.
Is it
You
just the
have-
one champion that we have to?
Shalbakis is your enemy. Deal with him, and we can take all of the abyss for ours as far as Selindor is concerned."
All right.
These should be no problem for you now that you have awakened to what you are. You are the Lord of Spores. You are sovereign. And your shadow has returned.
There we go. Prophecy fulfilled.
Well, with that, she opens a door, very large, pretentious door covered in shaped bodies that seem to have been sculpted into it. And now that you look closer, you can see the bodies are writhing and moving in the door.
Just be like, I just need a minute to collect myself, and I'll just go ahead and cast my foresight.
All right,
Before
cast
we
foresight. Anything else you want to do before you walk into this room?
I mean, because is the battle gonna be pretty like soon?
I'll say this because I don't want to let you miss out on this, and because we just started. If you would like to spend 5 of your spore points, you can drop a mushroom in Shidekla for your transient spores, if you would like.
For my transient spores, or you mean for my?
Or not transient spores. Whatever. My brain's not working. Whatever they're called.
Oh
The
yeah,
movement one.
come back or whatever.
Because I figured you might later realize, oh, I would have done that if I thought about it.
If I wasn't gonna come back, like yeah,
It's up to you.
I don't know
I'm
if
just
I was.
throwing it
Yeah,
out
I
there.
mean, I definitely want one there. I
You
definitely
could
want
just say them. I just want to because I did push you through the door pretty quick. So
Yeah, I definitely want one there. I didn't know if I was coming back or not.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, but I definitely want one there. Let's see, and I have 4. Yeah, no, I'll definitely put one there.
You can also roll to grow for any that aren't full on your other.
I did.
Okay.
All of them were full except for the ones that I used against. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'll put one there,
Cool. All right.
and then and I can replace. Honestly, I can replace those points. In fact, I will replace those points with. So how much does it take? Those take. It takes 5 points. So I'll replace 4 of those because it's 2 to 1, right? To
Yeah.
sacrifice spores. So I'll sacrifice 2 of my violet funguses because I'm a lot less likely to use those.
Yeah.
To replace 4 of the 5 missing sovereign points.
All right.
Because I don't really use the violet ones as much. Yep.
All right.
But I got my foresight cast, and it's going to be within an hour, right? That we're going to do all of this, right? I mean, this is definitely going to be within an hour, so I could probably go ahead and activate a fungus now, right? I imagine.
I mean, yeah, it's up to you how you want to do it.
I mean, we're
If you're talking
probably.
about the breathing fungus,
Yeah.
yeah, you can do whatever order you want.
Probably, like, so that I don't have to spend a round activating it later. I mean,
Yeah.
like preparatory fungus.
Now that I think about it, you said 2 to 4. It's actually the reverse, but you can also go both ways.
Oh, it's 1 to 2?
Yeah, so it's two of your other things equals 1 spore point,
Oh, gotcha.
or
Okay,
1
then I
spore
can.
point equals 2 of your other things. So you can do them both ways. I said
No, that's
sacrifice,
fine.
but it's
I can do 6 to. I can do 6 to. Yeah, or 10 to
6 to
10 to
3,
5. That's fine.
or 10 to 5,
Yeah,
6 to 3, whatever you want to do.
yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's still
my
fine.
brain took a second to process. I was like, something sounds wrong here, but I don't know what
It's
it is.
backwards. Yeah, it's backwards. Yeah, I'll do it that way though. Yeah,
All right, cool.
but I will, and I'll activate my breathing fungus now since
Okay.
it's definitely going to be within an hour that this combat is. So.
Okay. So
All right,
you
now
activated
Grim
breathing
is
for it,
ready
and
to
as you
kill
walk in,
this spider.
you step
Drow.
into a grand hall at the head of a very large group of terrifyingly shaped creatures. You see most of them, and the energy that exudes from them are demon lords, lords of the abyss. And as they turn and look at you, the smallest one there, standing a mere 8 feet tall ish, or 7'5", however tall Grim is.
Right, 7 something.
These entities, most of them 10, 15, some 20 foot tall, some even bigger. One of which you recognize as Jubilex, this massive mound of slime and moving, writhing flesh. To which you immediately see Zogtamoy just kind of hiss a little bit when she sees him. And this massive group of alien creatures all look at you and snarl. A couple of them look at you and go, like a little grin, or like a massive grin on some of them, considering their jaws are about 10 feet wide. Some of them seem enamored with your presence, but a large number of them seem offended. And then you hear at the very top, the very head of this group, massive wings, a Balor-like body, a skull-like goat head, not goat head, but like goat horn style, is the body of Orcus. He stands there and goes, "It's you, the one that is offended. I hear that you seek to rule the abyss as champion and to wield our powers. Is that right?"
Yes.
Naive. You have no connection to this place, save your ties to Zeltamoy. You are no prince born or bred. You have no rights here. You have not conquered any lairs, and yet you think that you will be our champion.
Yes.
He is unfazed.
You see a couple of the other demon kings, demon lords, just start cackling. He says,
Well, this is our champion.
and he sort of gestures them to move, and you see, standing about 6 feet tall, a drow. His body is sort of covered in chitin-like armor, and he has these large spider leg-like spikes rising out of his back, almost like wings, but without any leather with which to catch the air.
Great. Nice
He
to
looks at
meet
you
you.
and he says, "It is an honor to meet you as well. Do not worry what these old men say. If you're better than me, then you're better than me. But I doubt it.
Have you conquered any layers of the abyss?
I have."
Congratulations. I was worried that you were just, like here because of nepotism.
Norcus goes, he was born into his position, yes, but he earned it the same as every other born abyssal giant has by conquering. He
But
has
Grim
more
is just a
support
furball.
as one who can move through there, but perhaps he'll impress us.
Yes, yeah, I almost didn't get the chance, you know. Pazuzu tried to kill me earlier. It was a whole thing. He didn't succeed, but
You can see Pazuzu in the back going,
Give it another shot without your bitch interfering.
no, she is not my bitch. I am her bitch, but
for a second, you see Zugtaboy kind of just like sort of like glare at him, and then you say that you're her bitch, and then she just smiles, says,
We won't be taking to your provocation, little birdie.
somebody cried when she showed up. I don't know who that was, but you know.
Sticks is standing behind you. He's like,
Yeah, fuck you, bird. Don't hurt me.
So,
Well, let us waste no more time. Let blood and bone be broken and spilled, respectively. Let the fight begin. Down you go, children. Impress your masters.
and as you are each shown to a different door, he looks at you across the way and says, no hard feelings if I kill you.
Oh man, no hard feeling. Are we? Is this is to the death, right? It's so you want me to kill?
By
Just
all
like you're just like
means,
looking around for like rules. Like, is this?
You're welcome to surrender if you would like.
I
But he
just
will kill you if you do not. And you
okay.
can
I'm just
expect
making
the same
sure
from
that
him.
this is the that's the parameters. You know, I don't want to like break him. You know, if like you want to keep him.
Kill him if you can.
Okay, so we're clear on the rules.
so as you step down to the arena, I will go ahead and bring you to that map. Put yourself wherever you would like to be starting. I only put Orcus and Zugtamoy on there because I really didn't feel like getting them for everybody.
So many dogs.
So many doors, you said?
This is so many bones.
So many bones. It's like, doors, what? Yeah, and then there's like a lake, a moat of blood surrounding the entire castle.
Oh, that's the guy that went directly across. Okay.
Yeah, that's the best I could do. I was going to draw him, but my tablet wasn't working.
Okay.
So he stares across from you, and then you watch his spikes sort of rattle for a moment. And as he does, two of the ones that are sitting on his back rise him up into the air, so he's close to your statue. And he says, "Let's begin." Go and roll initiative.
Oh, it's a 5.
Okay, well that's okay. He didn't roll great either. What's his? Oh, that's +4. That's not bad. So he's definitely going first. Yeah. So, with that, first things first, he is going to throw down. Let's see if I can do this properly. What's the area? Uh, uh, draw ellipsis, black. Oops, that's not it. How do I make it by size? I know you can make it by size. It's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. He's going to drop this on top of you. And then he's going to enter
What's that?
just pitch black. He just looks at you and then he snaps and darkness. You can't see anything. It is magical darkness. And then he is going to attack you.
Okay.
That is a 26 to hit.
Well, that's definitely gonna hit. But I guess as a reaction,
Fair enough.
I will activate hardening spores.
So as you feel this blade, like something coming towards you, you instinctively throw up your spores, and as your body just becomes hardened, you feel like this extra layer of light can just force itself to the surface of your flesh and create a sort of black hybrid armor on top of your body. His you can feel as it scrapes against the outside of the armor, but it doesn't pierce into your flesh. And he goes, his next attack is a miss.
I mean, the first attack still hit, though.
No, it didn't.
It
What was your armor
didn't.
class? Doesn't your armor class? Your armor class is 20.
It would be 25, so it still hit. I just did it for the resistance.
Okay. I thought that you made it high. I thought your AC was 22 for some reason.
No, it's
okay. So in that case, he's just going to do 12 points of piercing damage.
Is that before it's halved?
That's before it's halved.
Okay.
And 10 points of poison damage, but I believe breathing mushrooms, you're immune to poison.
Yeah, I'm immune.
Okay, so that is his turn.
And then you missed with the second attack. Right?
Yes, he missed with the second attack.
Okay.
That 25 was, yeah, definitely too high.
Very good, very good, very good.
All right.
I feel like I should know this. Yes, good. I do know this because it says it in the spell. Great. So as a bonus action, I am going to spend 4 points to activate Circle of Arcane Spores.
Okay, go ahead and draw that circle. I will.
It's a little circle, right?
Can you see yourself on there at all, or no?
No, but I mean, I'm not going to really move anyway. And then I'm just going to cast Sunburst.
There you are, so you can throw the circle on yourself if you want to, but.
My Sunburst on him.
Sunburst. What are the effects of that spell?
Well, brilliant sunlight flashes in a 60-foot radius centered on the point you choose within range. Each creature in that light must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 12d6 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute. On a successful save, it saves half as much damage and isn't blinded by the spell. Creatures and news have a disadvantage against the saving throw. Creature blinded by the spell makes another Constitution saving throw. At the end of each of its turns on a successful save, it is no longer blinded. The spell dispels any darkness in its area that was created by a spell. So I guess I'll have to cast it like 60 feet away from myself, in case, because it doesn't say whether or not it affects me, or would it affect me? I don't know.
I do not know.
But just in case, I'll cast it just 60 feet away from myself. But
just on the side that he attacked you from, so he would be just in it. Is that what you're saying?
right, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine.
But it dispels 60. It dispels magical darkness. So
it would dispel magical darkness. I'm trying to decide if he would try to counterspell this. I think he does.
He can try.
I think he sees radiant energy forming on as you begin to cast it, so he's going to try to counterspell it.
Level 8 spell. So
level 8 spell. So it's an 18, and it's a spellcasting modifier.
Yeah.
Spell, is it the same as a spell attack?
No. I don't ever do that. I don't know how it works. Narrator, how does that work? I don't know if he's there.
Because I need to know. It's very important.
Let me look.
Because if it's the
What's the
same as
question?
the spell attack,
Yeah, the counter spell against high level spells.
Oh.
DC ability check for using your spell casting ability.
an ability check. So whatever ability that you use.
So he
For
would be
spellcasting.
rolling his spellcasting ability, just like a D20 plus his spellcasting ability, versus an
So
18.
no proficiency is what you're saying.
No, it's just an ability check.
So he does fail to counterspell it.
Then it goes off.
Yeah, and as it does, he did succeed the Constitution saving throw. However,
A DC 25.
Yes, he succeeded that.
Oh, damn! Good for him. So he's not blinded.
I rolled well, but he also has.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty high save.
rolled a
And then
20,
he would
yeah.
take half of, right? Because it's a half for this one, right?
Yeah, you'll have to. I'm not familiar with Sunburst, but he's definitely not blinded.
So he takes half of. Oh, only half of 38 or 39. So 19 radiant damage. But the thing's still dispelled at least. So
yeah, the darkness is gone. He should have been. Yep, that's where he was standing, anyways. So it's like, ah. So it's going to be 18.
and I'm back up to full health because of my thing.
Oh, that's 70. No, 61. That's right. Okay. Cool. So then it's his turn.
And that's my turn. His turn.
Cool. So first he's going to just move around you, just for giggles. 5, 10. Just move around you, and then he's going to strike you twice. That's a 28 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right. That is 15 points of piercing damage, and you're immune to poison. Man, I shouldn't have done poison. But he's got spider damage. Of course he has.
He's a spider. He's a spider. What's it gonna do?
Yeah,
Is this he's attacking with his like spikes? His like
spikes. Yeah. So he uses his spikes to attack you at a range of 15 feet, and then natural 19 for the second one, so that definitely hits. And then he also casts a spell each turn.
Okay.
It's cocked. Ooh, that's a big one. That's 25 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then no poison. And then he's going to... I think he's going to keep it simple on this one and just do an abyssal web attack at you. That's his regular spell attack. That's 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Well, and that's just an attack.
It's a spell attack.
It's a spell attack.
Yeah, so it's not.
And I guess I'll
do it. Whatever he's doing is not going to do regular kind of damage. It'll be some sort of magical damage. You would guess by the energy he's creating while he's doing this, probably necrotic.
I'm trying to think of if I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna let this one hit me.
All right. So he's going to go ahead and throw down. That is 7, 8, 12. That's 22 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And you cannot take reactions until the end of his next turn.
Okay.
And then he's going to heal for 10 HP. All right. It is your turn.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So, let's see here. Okay. Cool. Great.
Oh, shit, I should have done that as a bonus action first. Oh, he didn't use a bonus action, but he can't because of the. Yeah, before his turn ends, I'm going to bonus action Spirit Shroud. I should have done it first, though. No, I'll just do it at the start of his next turn. Never mind. I fucked up.
Okay. Alright, so get some hit points back. And then, let's see, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna cast something. Let's cast something at him. Let's
yeah.
cast, well, let's bonus action Hex.
Okay.
We'll do that. And just do, I don't know, Dexterity or something.
Sure.
And then let's, so I still have my action. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll go ahead and Symbiotic Entity.
Cool.
And then I'll stay where I am.
Okay, so he's going to bonus action Spirit Shroud, which casts at 5th level. I think he's going to use Cold. Yeah, let's do Cold, because that just seems good. Give me a blue. Here we go. Blue, and makes me feel cold. All right, so he's going to do Spirit Shroud, which he should have done the first turn. But it is concentration, so I guess he couldn't have done that while there was darkness, right? It is concentration? Yes, it is.
It is.
Concentration. So now that the darkness is gone, he might as well use that. All right, so I didn't fuck up too
I
bad.
needed to be doing concentration every time he hits me.
That is correct. But
All right,
it's fine. Natural 20.
To hit me?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter because I'm immune to.
You're immune to crits? Well,
Yeah.
fuck me. I was about to get so happy. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna break that concentration. Watch me." That is.
And I am gonna go ahead
huge.
and oh no, it's only a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of his next turn,
All right. So we've got 18 plus 6, so that's 24 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Poison damage does nothing, but cold damage. 15 points of cold damage.
15 points of cold damage. So that's 39 total.
Yep, and then his next one is that's a 2. That ain't gonna hit.
Oh, there you go.
And then he's going to say, "Let's make this quick. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw." For his main
Constitution
spell.
saving throw. Well, I only made a 14 on that.
Oh, that's gonna be a failure.
Constitution saving throws are not my forte.
So that's 5, 10. Ooh, I've been rolling low so far. 5, 10, 14. 15, 20, 27, 57 points of necrotic damage as he casts Finger of Death.
Reduced to 28.
Yeah, I rolled like 3 or 4 ones.
I have 1 temporary hit point left. So
Hey, your symbiotic entity negated that, which is he only gets 1. So
it's my symbiotic entity is still up.
all right,
all it takes is 1 temporary hit point for it to still be up.
He's actually at full health. I can't go higher than full health. Your turn.
All right. Let's see. All right, so I have reactions again, so that's good. Let's see. Meester. Hmm. I think I might just like. Well, first I'm gonna drink a potion. Well, no, this is gonna go up to 96 first. So I'm gonna worry about that. Bonus action. Bonus action. I will quaff a potion of invulnerability.
Cool.
Good thing
It's
I didn't
probably
hand
the
those
thing.
out.
Right? You just got them all in your bag. That's awesome. You need them.
I didn't hand those out.
All right.
Uh,
So that's your bonus action.
And then I'll cast Blight on his ass.
All right.
Hopefully he's not immune to that.
I don't know what Blight does. What is it? Is it a saving throw?
It's a saving throw, yeah. So have him do a DC 25 con. Oh, I should have
save?
rolled another.
It is a failure. Oh, he rolls with advantage though. It is a failure.
So let's do that. Oh, that was a terrible roll. 30 necrotic.
30 necrotic. Okay, so 30 necrotic reduced to 15.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, he's resistant to necrotic damage.
I figured. Being an underdork.
Yep. He's pretty strong.
He's probably also immune to poison.
He is half of Miska the wolf spider. So
yeah. And I've already bonus action, so yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, okay.
what we got?
That's his turn.
How much does it do anything else?
No, it just deals damage.
Okay, gotcha.
It also withers plants and kills them. But
yeah, okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure what blight does. So then we've got 12 plus. So he
it
does
instantly
succeed his
kills
concentration check.
non-magical plants.
Nice. All right, so he's going to swing at you.
Okay.
That's not gonna hit. That's an 18.
There you go.
He's gonna swing at you again. That will hit. That's an 18 naturally. So that's 30.
Okay.
All right. Where are my D12s at? Where you go, Blues? Hello? There they are. That's not too bad. 8 plus 6 is 14 points of piercing damage, which is reduced to 7. And then his poison damage doesn't do anything. And then his cold damage is 13, which would be reduced to 6.
Okay.
Since you're resistant to everything right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so he did that. And then he's going to attempt... Oh, what?
And then you can also have him roll a DC 25 con.
Oh,
Actually, not DC 25. DC 23 con, because it's not a spell.
Okay. That's a failure.
So, that'll just be... Well, because I'm doing... Yeah, because I didn't save it first. We'll just have it be a D10. So 3 reduced to 1 necrotic damage for my Halo spores. One more damage.
He's gonna go ahead and throw a negative energy flood at you. So go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw.
Another Constitution saving throw.
That's his whole stick, man.
20.
What's his Oh, his DC is 22.
Damn.
So that's going to be 12. Oh, wow, two 12s. 24, 27, 37 points of necrotic damage, reduced to 18. And then he's going to heal for 10.
How dare he?
That's his fracture stuff. His fracture stuff is every time he deals necrotic damage, in addition to other stuff, every time he deals necrotic damage to an enemy with a spell, he regains 10 hit points.
Well, that is rude.
Yeah. So he's looking fine.
Alrighty. My turn.
Yeah.
Alright, so that back. And then we are gonna cast make sure that's all good. Yeah, that's all good. We're gonna cast Flame Weave.
Oh, shit. Okay, so go ahead and use the tool to draw your lines on there.
Yeah, and now so the way that Flame Weave works, right?
It creates almost like a cross. They have to have a space between each line that are parallel,
Mm-hmm.
I believe is what it says.
Right, and how many of them?
So you
4,
basically
right?
create like a hashtag, but you can. Well, it depends on how you want to do it. I think you can cast it at higher levels to increase the number of lines.
And he can only be like damaged by one at a time, right?
Correct.
Okay. Where's my tool? Freehand pen line. Is that what I want?
Yep, it's a line. But you're going to be making 4 lines that are connected in any way that you choose. They have to be connected, and then they
What did
they
I do?
can't be directly adjacent if they're parallel to each other. And a parallel must always be connected to a horizontal, or a vertical must always be connected to a horizontal.
Okay. Draw.
At least one
Pen
horizontal.
line. So this is gonna be 1. No, that's not. Okay, hold on. Oh, well, that's how we draw them. Okay.
Yeah, just get a line tool.
What's it doing? Why is it doing that? Okay, hold on. Delete. Okay. Okay.
This is one of the
Now we
longer
click
spells
off.
it takes to cost too. We're running out of time. I'm a bit worried we might have to pick this up later.
No, we'll get it. We'll get it.
So they can't be directly.
What?
Right? Don't they have to? They have to have a space between them, like a 5-foot space between them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just making him a hashtag. I can move him now, though, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, you move them however you want.
Well, now he's not touching him.
Yeah, you definitely want one of them to touch him,
There you go.
and then you can kind of just slide them around. They don't have to.
I don't even know if they're.
touching, though.
I don't even know if
for
they're.
instance, this line could be up here. You know what I'm saying?
This isn't even
Or it could
long
be like
enough.
down here.
They're not even. I didn't even make these long enough. Hold on.
How long are they supposed to
Well,
be?
20 foot. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, one of them's touching him. It's fine.
That's
I should have just copied this one. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 squares is what it is. So
Okay, hold on. Can we just copy and paste? Copy, paste. Does it copy and paste them? Or no?
these,
No, it doesn't
these are
copy
about
paste.
right now. I've almost got them right.
Okay, good. We'll let you do it.
All right, so
It's
you
so
can.
hard to use these stupid tools. Okay, good. There we go. He's on fire.
Do you want it like this? How do you want this one? This last one?
That's
Like
fine.
that? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's fine.
Does it attack? Does it do damage immediately when created?
Let's see.
start a turn.
At the end of each of your turns,
End of each of your turns.
any
Okay.
creature or object in the path of one of your strands must make a dexterity saving throw.
Because it creates a plus.
if-
Okay.
Each,
Natural 1 on his dex save, so he failed.
so 4d10 fire,
All right.
which is 23 fire.
Which is 23 points of damage. Because let me tell you what he's not resistant to.
Yeah, I figured he wasn't resistant to fire.
So
Spiders
Bird
and
is like-
fire.
Yep. All right. Cool. So is that your turn?
That is my turn.
You did how much? 23? So he needs to roll an 11 or better.
Yeah, just an 11.
Which he does. So with that, he's
Should have done
going
this at a
to
higher level, but a higher level only increases strands, doesn't it? Doesn't increase the
he's
damage.
going to misty step to the opposite. Well, yeah, to the opposite side of you as a bonus action spell. And then he's going to attack you. That's another natural 20, which doesn't crit.
Doesn't
It crits, but it doesn't do any additional damage, which sucks. He would have fucked you up by now if it weren't for that. Oh, that's a big one though. That's 28 points of piercing damage, reduced to 14, and then the cold damage is 3, reduced to 1. So that wasn't very good. His next attack.
Sorry, how much was the piercing damage?
28 reduced to 14.
Okay.
And then just 1 point of cold. You're immune to the poison. And then that's a 26 to hit. Yeah, 14 plus 12, 26.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
All right, and then he's going to throw down, that's 14 points of piercing damage reduced to 7.
Okay.
And then the cold damage is 9 points reduced to 4. Okay. And then he did a bonus action Misty Step, which is at will, so he can still cast. It's an at will, but it's not a cantrip, so he's going to cast Abyssal Web. That's a 14 or 16, so he misses.
Well, he missed.
So he doesn't get any help back. All right, your turn.
All right. Cool beans. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. That's gonna come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna thorn whip him.
Okay.
Which will be a 19 to hit. I mean a plus 19 to hit, so it's a 31. Actually, it was with advantage, so I guess I should roll again.
You said 19
so
hit, I'm like, misses.
It's a 35 actually to hit.
Jesus Christ. Because you're
and so that actually drags him closer to me.
Okay. 15
In
like up
addition,
to 15 feet closer?
Up
How
to
much
10
closer?
feet closer. 10 feet
Here.
closer.
So he was here.
Yeah, so bring him like right up next to me.
To you.
And then
All
I'm gonna 5-foot step this way.
And then you're gonna move the flame weave on top of him.
And then I'm gonna move the flame after I hit him for
Is it just this?
14 piercing damage.
14 piercing damage.
Yeah, and I'm still in my thing too, so because it's a 10-foot radius.
That's so good. That's why I made it 10 foot, is that you could move a little, but you can't move a lot.
Sure, I still have my I rolled a 20. Okay. And
All right.
And then we'll end my turn there.
And he takes dexterity save. That is, dude, that's 2 natural ones in a row on his dex save.
So then he takes...
He's not even proficient in dexterity saving throws, so he's toast.
Poor baby. So that's not a lot. It's just 14 fire for that. It's just 14 fire for that.
14 fire? Okay.
Yeah.
He's looking worn now, but he's going to try to turn that around. So he is still within range of you.
Yeah.
He's still going to... Is he restrained in any way?
No.
All right, he's going to Misty Step here.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity or no?
Nope. I don't think so.
Damn.
Let me check. You briefly surrender yourself and silvery miss. You teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. It doesn't say anything, but you don't move, you teleport. So I don't believe it invokes an opportunity attack because you're not leaving the melee range. You're instantaneously teleporting out of it. So it's different. But that's like the bonus of what he's doing is it's like his best at will ability is like he can just constantly teleport. He's a tough fucker. Attack roll.
Yeah, and I was just wondering because like
that's
forecaster, I could have like cast a
22
spell
to
at
hit
him.
you.
It's a
That's
what?
22 to hit you. You're gonna harden.
I'm gonna 3 points and use harden. Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's a miss. And that's a 14. That's a 26. So that should just
That
hit.
hits. Yeah.
So then we're gonna do 2d12. That's a 7. I thought it was a 1 for a second. 13 plus 6 is 19, reduced to 9.
Okay.
And then the poison does nothing, so cold damage. Oh, that's 13 reduced to 6. And then he's going to negative energy flood. Give me a constitution saving throw. That's a second negative energy flood.
I don't wanna. I failed.
That's 5d12 necrotic damage. That's 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. 21 points of necrotic damage, reduced to 10. But he does heal for 10. Your turn.
Okay. Alrighty. My turn. What are we gonna do here? What is this?
I like how this has turned into a
1,
strange
2,
chess
3,
with
4. One, 2, 3, 4.
How much can you move each time?
20 foot. And it only does damage.
They can't be adjacent still.
Okay.
Right?
So then this one will stay here. This one can move 20 foot. So
And now you're gonna
No.
you're gonna grab him again and pull him back into it.
no.
Okay.
Hold on. Where were they before? This one was right here. This one was right here.
Yeah, so that's 5, 10, 15. That's how much you move that one.
And then this
That one was there.
like this.
And then that one was there. So that one you move the full
Okay.
20 feet.
Okay. So like that one, that's 20 feet. Okay.
So
1, 2, 3, 4.
so move one at a time. Okay, yeah. So
1, 2, 3, 4. Does that touch him? Or
I
no?
don't see anything. Nothing's changed for me.
Does that touch him?
No. Technically, it would be occupying these spaces.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to move that down. Not move that up or whatever.
So probably, and I'm just going to help you out here. You probably want this one. Well, hold up. It depends on what you're doing. You moving them back?
I'm just resetting them, just for
Okay.
the sake of.
It is 7:52, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My health's getting low too, so I'm gonna have to do like a heal. Okay, because that's my action. Definitely has to be like a heal. So
We are moved one space over. He should have been here. He should have been 15 feet away from you. So.
well, okay.
So I think you either moved yourself one over or something changed.
Oh, well, maybe I moved myself over. Well, regardless, I'm gonna cast heal and heal myself up. Which brings me to 109, 117. Okay, so I'm at 117. Well, he was within a. Because I was right next to this, yeah. So he would have been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could just walk away further, but I didn't do that.
Oops, what am I doing? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can just move the whole thing.
Yeah, just shift the whole thing over. Okay, cool.
We can just shift the whole thing over. I don't know why I'm overthinking it.
Is that your action or bonus action to move those?
That's a bonus action, is to move that thing. I cast
Okay,
heal as
As
my
an
action.
So that is your turn.
And then I'm going to
so
step back into the center of my thing, and then I don't think I'm going to save my reaction or whatever in case I need that. And then.
He did roll a natural 20 on his dex save, though.
Well, how dare he?
Does he have damage?
I think it's half damage. Let me look.
It'll say.
Goodness gracious, where are you? Where are you? Or half as much on a successful one. Okay, cool. So it is at least half damage. And that's roll really high. 23, so it's an 11.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing. Thanks, Cleary. Cleary's saving the day. He doesn't even know it.
I'm just really happy somebody's using one of these spells I made. I know this one's really cantankerous and annoying to use, but
No. I knew when Cleary designed this spell, it was a very strong spell because it was a bonus action to move it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do. Okay, so he's just gonna attack you. Well, he can just step out of this and attack you. That's a natural 18, so that's 30 to hit.
Definitely hits.
14, 20 points, reduced to 10 of piercing damage.
Okay.
Poison does nothing. Cold is 6, reduced to 3.
Okay.
And then second attack. 24 to hit. So it's up to you if you want to harden or not.
Sorry, 24 to hit.
Yeah.
what do I have? I have 7 points left. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't hit then. The next thing is going to just abyssal web you, which is a 22.
Aha!
So you are fine. And then he is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walk over here. Just to make things hard.
Just to make things hard.
I mean, he's not going to stand next to the fucking thing if he can help it.
He will, and he'll like it. Well, guess what is gonna happen? He's gonna get thorn whipped again. Get thorn whipped, motherfucker!
You're just going to move over a little bit closer to the
38 to hit.
That hits. Yeah, it's not going to ever miss. But are you doing it where you're currently standing, or are you going to move closer to your stuff?
I'm gonna do it where I'm currently, because this is where I was before when I did it.
Oh, and then just move it directly back to the
And then
same spot.
I'm gonna move back, and it's gonna come back to the same spot.
All right, so we'll just. It's so
Just
stupid.
move everything back to where
So
it
he would be
was.
here. Go ahead and roll your damage for Thorn Whip. This is so stupid.
Did I roll my damage from? Oh yeah, thorn whip was 17. I rolled
17
really good
points
with
of
Thorn Whip.
damage for Thorn
So
Whip,
17 piercing, and then if he fails his 25 DC Dex, is that what it is? Is it Con or Dex? I don't remember. Dex.
Is this a spell?
Flame Weave.
Oh, for Flame Weave. So I still get advantage. That's a failure on both counts. So
And that is 26.
26. That's huge. Oof, big hit. All right, his turn. Just gonna walk over here. Swing at you. That's a natural 1. Actually, hold up. Before anything else, Spirit Shroud. That's a success on Spirit Shroud. Spirit Shroud stays up. Natural 1 misses with the first attack. Second attack is a 20. Straight.
20 straight. I'm gonna let it ride.
All right. That is 22 points of piercing damage reduced to 11.
Yep.
And then the cold damage is 6 reduced to 3.
Okay.
Oh, buddy. Do we do this? Power word pain. Do you have below 100 hit points?
Do I have below 100 hit points?
Yeah.
I have 98 hit points.
Well,
What does power word pain do?
You speak a word of power that causes waves of intense pain to assail one creature you can see within range. The target has 100 or fewer hit points. It is subjected to crippling pain. Otherwise, the spell has no effect. The target is also unaffected if it is immune to being charmed. Which
I'm not immune to being charmed.
Well,
however, I am still.
You're still what?
Sorry, go ahead.
While the target is affected by crippling pain, any speed it has can be no higher than 10 feet. Not that that matters for you.
Here's the question, though. Because I'm already charmed, can I be charmed by him?
How are you charmed?
But I'm still charmed by Nathaniel Durandus.
Yes. Yes, you can still be charmed. You can still be charmed. Nathaniel Durandus from
I'm still charmed by Nathaniel Durandus.
Anyways, the target also has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, other than Constitution saving throws. Finally, if the target tries to cast a spell, it must first succeed a Constitution saving throw, or casting the spell fails, and the spell slot is wasted.
Okay.
You can make a con save at the end of each of your turns. It's successful when the pain ends.
Okay.
That's it. So power word
Okay.
pain.
So I can't move. It said.
You can move 10 feet.
Okay.
No more than 10 feet in a ring around. And
And
you have disadvantage on basically everything except for Constitution saving throws.
basically, he negated my foresight.
Correct. You negated your foresight.
Fuck him.
All right. So that's his spell. Your turn. Well, no. 5, 10, 15, 20. No, hold up. He walked. He walked from here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's moving 10 feet further away from you. What are you going to do now?
What am I gonna do now?
Thorn whip.
What am I gonna do now? Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, I can still thorn whip him. Yep, I can still do that. I mean, I'd still have to hit him, I guess. Yeah. But so at the end of my turn, I have to
But
do.
Thorn whip is a spell, right? It's like a cantrip.
Yes.
Dog, he
But
might
it's-
be counterspelling that Thorn Whip. Like, I'm not, no joke. He might use counterspell on the Thorn Whip because the thing is wrecking him.
Let's see. I have to roll a Constitution saving throw in order to be able to. But I don't have disadvantage on Constitution saving throws, right?
You don't have disadvantage on con saves now.
And what's the DC on the con saves to be able to cast?
It's his spellcasting ability modifier, so 22.
Oh, jeez, I'm not gonna be able to cast anything.
Right? Power word pain, target suffered Constitution. Yeah. Must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or the casting fails and the spell is wasted.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to cast school. What? Okay. That makes things difficult. All right, what I got?
Would you still have advantage on your Constitution saving throws because of foresight, though?
I would. But I have to roll a 20.
Oh, you've got a +2, or
I have a +2.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. I should have
mean,
started with power word pain.
I can try. I mean, I can try. But at the same time, yeah, I can try.
He didn't do necrotic damage this turn, so his health did not go up again.
Let's
And
see
you do still make that Constitution saving throw to end power word pain at the end of each of your turns.
We'll try to cast a spell.
All right, go for it.
Nope. So that didn't work.
That was just the Thorn Whip, right?
Yeah. So that didn't happen. What else we got? Let's see.
You can still move your thingy.
I can still move it. This is true. It's not going to go far enough.
So, with that, we're at the top of the round.
I forgot that I didn't actually do my con save at the end of my turn.
I did
Okay.
a con save to cast my spell, but I didn't do a con save at the end of my turn, so I'll do that. Go ahead and do that. Just in
Okay.
case I roll a nat 20, which I did not. I rolled a dirty 20, but not a nat 20. So
Did you roll it
anyway,
with advantage?
I did roll it with advantage, yeah.
Okay, cool. Nom, 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 nom,
So,
nom.
I have to roll a natural 20 to, yeah, so.
So it's his turn now? Am I
It's
correct?
his turn, and I'm hiding behind my flame walls.
Cool beans. Well, we'll see how that goes. First of all, he can teleport however he wants. So
Yeah, he can.
he's just gonna teleport over here, and he's gonna fuck you, or attempt to, anyways.
Where is he? Okay, let's see.
Other side of you. That's a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. 20 would hit.
Would hit?
Let's
What
see. I'm
does it
trying to
hit?
think. I have 4 right now. Four points left.
Yeah.
4 sovereigns or whatever. Do I want to spend the 4? No, I'll let that one ride. Since I already got the potion up in anyway.
All right. So that's gonna be, and it. Oh yeah, I rolled damage.
Yeah.
My brain will get there. Ooh, that's a 12 and 4 for 16, 22 points of piercing damage, reduced to 11.
Yep.
And then you're immune to the poison, but he still has Spirit Shroud up. That is 3 reduced to 1 full damage. All right. He is then going to swing for his second hit. That's a miss for sure. And we've used 2 of those. Use that. Use that. Use that. Now he's just gonna Abyssal Web you. Which is definitely gonna hit with a 32.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna hit.
Sorry, 31. But yeah. That is 9, 13, 23 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And he will heal for 23 reduced to 11 again. And then he's going to heal for his 10. That didn't last long. All right, your turn.
Okay. Well, thankfully, he moved into a range where I could
Oh,
move
wait.
those things.
My bad. He's moving. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah.
Let's see. I shouldn't have said anything.
No, I was trying to say it before. I was like, I meant to do it, but I just did a whole other session and my brain's fried.
Yeah, I got you. Alright. Here we go. What we got? Okay, first step. Get my hit points back. Ba-doop. And then what we got?
Nom, 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 nom.
Now, does casting a spell from an item count as me casting a spell?
Good question.
Does that work the same way?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, so I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh, and let me roll my Constitution saving throw for concentration. Yeah, I'm good. Trying to think if there's any way I can get rid of this pain. Like, I have any other item or anything over here, but probably not.
I can't find a ruling from anybody on this.
I was gonna say because I have the cherished figurehead that's my staff. And it has lightning bolt charges.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering if I can just cast lightning bolt from the charges.
Hmm.
Personally, I would treat the charges like extra spell slots.
And not like just using an item. I think
Yeah.
that makes sense, yeah.
I think it would still, because you're channeling the magic.
Yeah.
I was thinking hard on it. I was thinking maybe just use a concentration check, but I'm like, honestly, I should have
Especially
made
if
you
it's an
deal-
item that requires a specific class to use. I don't know if it does, but a lot of them do.
This one doesn't require a specific class. It's a friend. You have to be a friend of attunement by a friend of what's his name, right?
Yeah, of the.
The King of the Seas or whatever.
Mhm.
So let's see.
Yeah, I guess
I
if it
do.
doesn't actually require a spellcaster. I don't know, man.
I can't make it.
My fault.
Well, I guess I could try to do it, and then do you want me to roll con to see if it'll let me do it?
Let's roll Constitution saving throw.
Nope. I got 17.
All right. I'm gonna say the last instance of damage that you received, which was 11 plus 12. So yeah, go ahead and cast the spell.
Oh, I'm gonna cast it?
Yep. So I decided to do the last iteration of damage that you received. Because it's not you that's casting the spell, you basically just have to aim it. And because it doesn't require a spellcaster to cast the spell, so the source of the magic is entirely the item.
Okay.
But it's just for you to focus and concentrate, so...
So he's still gonna have to make a,
Attack.
DC 25 dex or whatever.
Mm.
If I can find the stat block for where's the it's a level what 3?
DC 25 dex?
Well, it's still my DC or whatever because it's on my block.
Mm. That does make it more complicated to allow it, but
Well, yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
You don't have
Let's
to.
roll
No, we
with
don't
it.
have to allow it.
Yeah. Maybe you just don't get the effects of your
No, you could take. I mean, yeah, you could.
because it doesn't I don't know. This
I mean,
is
you
why,
can make it a 20. You can make it a 23, or you can make it a. I don't know. Whatever
yeah,
you
what
want.
is it just based off of your wisdom plus 8 plus proficiency?
It's 23.
All right, well then that's fine. He still fails.
So it's 23 lightning damage.
23 lightning damage. All right. With that, he goes, resorting to the use of your fancy toys, I see.
And then that's just my action. I don't really have a bonus action other than. Let's see here. No, he would be immune to that. What's poison damage? It's not going to do nothing.
Wow.
Well, my things do poison damage. Let's see.
Nom 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 nom.
I will sacrifice the rest of. Let's see. I'm gonna sacrifice 3 these. To get 3 more of those back. So 6 of those to get 3 more of those back. I mean, so.
Right.
And then we're like, oh, and I will move. Let's see. I'll move over here, and I'll move this over here.
In theory, you
This.
can move this all the way up here if you want to.
Well, only if I did this, right?
Yeah, and then you would move that one down lower. Yeah.
Like I could do this like this.
Yeah.
Sure, I can do that. That works.
G. 9. Something in that range.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna move stuff around.
All right. Well, on his turn, he's going to.
Oh, and then I'll roll my con save at the end of my turn just to see, just in case I roll a 20. Nope, a 2 and a 3.
And he swings at you. Hacha. Ooh, that's almost definitely going to hit. That's 29.
That definitely hits.
I mean, like, yeah, I think that hits even with your thing. So, if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
so that's 12 plus 6. That's 18 reduced to 9.
Mhm.
And then 11 reduced to 5 gold. And then his second attack is a 9 plus 12 is
21.
that's 21.
Yeah, I'll activate the thing again.
All right, so that won't hit. And then he's got his abyssal web, because that's pretty much what he's reduced to. Natural 1.
There we go.
Oh, that's not good. It's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's gonna stand all the way the fuck back here. All right, it is your turn.
All right, I'll do a concentration check for my spells. 21 definitely succeeds. Get my hit points back. All right. Well, I guess I'll do another lightning bolt on him. That's like about all I got here.
So you need to roll con for it.
Yeah, I'll roll a con for it.
So your last iteration of damage was.
I got a 21.
So that does succeed. So you can make the attack. That would almost succeed even his normal one.
Almost, yeah. It's 26.
Okay. How many more lightning bolts can that thing cast?
It has 10 charges.
It doesn't. It's one charge per lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Okay, that needs to be nerfed then.
Yeah, I just never use it.
Okay.
You can make it 2 charges if you want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move this over here. Move that over 4.
Yeah, it's a few
Get
too many
back.
lightning bolts there.
We can make it 2 per if you want. We only have 5 of them.
Not that that matters that much. But yeah.
So that's. I'll move that over 4, and then I will sit back in the center of my. In my circle. How many rounds have we done?
A lot.
See, my potion's got to be like getting close to. Have we done
Mm.
10 rounds yet?
Not since you did your potion. You did your potion like round 5. It took you a long time to start to actually drink the potion. I think it's maybe been 5 or 6 rounds since then.
Okay.
But he's going to teleport 30 and then move 5, 10. And he's going to move 10. And then he's going to attack you twice.
I'll do my other con save just for the. Yeah, I didn't make it. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
26 definitely hits.
All right. And we're going to do 12s. Ooh. That's 23 plus 6. So 29 points of piercing damage reduced to 14.
That's a lot.
And then 18 plus, yeah, so that's a 32 to hit.
That definitely hits. Stop hurting me.
And that's 10, 16, 26 points of necrotic reduced to 13. So 13 plus 14. 27 is your DC to use your spell this turn.
That's not gonna go well. So you said 13 necrotic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When did he use necrotic with?
His abyssal web.
Oh, I didn't know he hit with this one. Did he miss with a regular attack?
I don't even think I rolled the regular attack on the second one. 15. That's 27, so I guess technically he would be able to hit again.
I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't have said anything.
That's 9 plus 6 is 15 points of piercing, reduced to 7.
Yeah.
And
Only I
9
would just
points
remind you
cold,
of a missing
reduced
attack.
to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, it's only an extra 11 damage, but still, at least keeps it honest, right?
Yep. And then he's going to go 15, 16, 17, 18. No. 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as he can move. It is your turn.
All
I
right.
moved him too far away that last time. Misty Step is only 30 feet, so.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. What's gonna happen now? Let's see. Potions. I think I might have another potion. I should have another potion. Can't remember how many superiors we made.
I don't know.
Oh, I have this one. Haha. I'll use my bonus action to do my potion of superior healing asterisk.
Which gives you temporary hit points for half
It gives me
of the effect.
yeah, half of it is so I'll do the half as the healing. And so I heal 14. Well, let me do my normal healing first. So then I heal 14, which brings me up to 69. And then I get oh, that's 2 minutes. And then I get 17 temporary hit points. And then I'm gonna well, while I'm still in the middle here, I'm gonna try to shoot off a spell at him. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it.
All right.
Gonna try. just in case we nat 20. Because, no, nat 1 and a 3. And then we're going to retreat into the inside of our little fire thing.
All right.
And then at the end of our turn, we'll make another con save.
So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, walking. And then he's going to attack you. No, it's 24 to hit.
I'm going to go ahead and, I'll use another. Bring me down to 1 sovereign point. I still got some scores I can use.
That's also not going to hit. And then his necrotic web is also not going to hit. Holy fuck. And then he's going to teleport 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet away.
All right. Okay. I got a war of attrition going on here. Okay.
This is what happens when 2 casters fight.
Okay, here we go. I don't know how long this thing lasts. Probably forever. His ability, I mean.
Forward pain.
Oh, he didn't do any damage to me that turn, so I don't know how that works, but maybe just a normal DC or something. But I'm gonna try and cast on him again. So
All right, make a Constitution saving throw.
I got a 17.
Then yep, it works.
So we'll zap him again this time. With a lightning bolt. 33 that time.
33.
Yeah, I rolled high.
Spirit Shroud falls.
That's constant. He broke his concentration.
Yep.
Poor little guy. And then, let's see, bonus action.
Stop breaking, lad.
We're gonna move back over here. That was too far, wasn't it? Or was that 1?
Yeah,
2,
one less.
3, 4. Yeah. Doop, 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 doop. Gotta put myself in a little firebox here. Yeah, then I guess we'll all that and then actually it's a free action, I think, right? For the yeah, I think it is a free action for transient spores, right? As a free action once per turn, yeah. So I will sacrifice 4 of my breathing funguses to get 2 more sovereigns 4 points back. And then I'll roll my con save at the end of my turn to see if I can get rid of the stupid pain nonsense. Look, it's a 19 for a 21 again. Stupid DC. Of all the saving throws to not be proficient in. You know what's really sad? Is if I had just still been attuned to my ring of protection that I've been attuned to for like 3 years.
Yeah.
That I just swapped out for the Ion Stone. I would have made that save so many times.
Whoopsies.
It's just funny.
All right. So he's gonna walk 10 feet forward and bonus action Spirit Shroud. He's got to believe you're low. He's got to believe you're low.
He's got to believe.
He's gonna go all in. That's a 21 to hit.
I mean, I'll throw it up. Yeah, why not? I'll throw it up.
All right, so hardening. That's a 24 to hit.
That also
Doesn't.
misses.
He's starting to look worried now. That is a 31.
That definitely hits. I mean,
On
if he's
his-
gonna hit with anything, better to hit with the one that heals him.
Yeah, so he's gonna throw down 5, 10, 14, 24 points of necrotic reduced to 12.
Okay. My glowy spore.
Stop, lad. Jesus.
Temp hit points.
And then
Temporary
he's
hit
going
points
to
is
walk
low.
20 feet this way. 5, 10, 15, 20. You can see like blood is kind of pouring away from him. He's like scorched and singed, and his carapace is like kind of like shaking, and he's just like, this is not quite going the way I expected.
People just say, we don't have to fight to the death.
He looks over at them and he says, sorry, but with the way that they behave, I don't think I have a choice.
I mean, from what I hear, your mother only has one son.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, his father only has one son. I'm not good at persuasion. But I rolled a 19.
He looks at you. And as champion of the abyss, will you at least listen to our interests? Or are you just going to be doing whatever Zog Tamoy commands?
I mean, she doesn't really command a lot.
He looks over and then he says, Orcus just like glares down at you both, and then he goes, and one of his claws raises up into the air. I yield. And then Orcus lifts a fist and slams it straight through the banister. Rock falls and flies down into the arena. He says, you what? He said he yields. And he goes, and he turns and he bursts through the wall and punches, makes a massive crater through the wall, and then walks through the hole. He says, well, I'm not truly fucked, but I suppose if I run now, I might stand a chance.
Well, we have a bigger fight to fight, and better not to kill somebody who can fight, right?
Hopefully, that's the way this goes down. As it was, you were a worthy opponent. I wasn't quite feeling 100% on my game today, I'll be honest. You seemed oddly resistant to everything I attempted.
Well, being resistant to things is kind of my thing.
Oh, looks like next time if we have to fight, I'll come better prepared than just empty-handed.
That's a good idea. You have to be prepared. Being prepared is most of the battle, so. But
He turns and walks
Elfhot,
inside.
you are a fascinating organism, so.
He turns back and looks at you and says, you too.
I don't know if he knows that that's like a high praise from Grim.
And doesn't seem to
Let
react
the-
like it was a compliment.
Let the fire, the flame weed fall and the four circle fall.
He walks back up his little staircase into his section, and then Zugtamoy says, and there we have it, fellow lords of the abyss. Your champion, Grim of Zogtamoy, Grim of Shadekla, is champion of the abyss. And you hear some grumbles, but mostly just some stomping in agreement.
And I'm sure that they notice over the next minute, all of his wounds kind of close up from the spores.
They just completely reform over themselves. How long does it last? the spore?
The breathing, it lasts an
Mhm.
hour.
Oh yeah, so
So if
he's
he's
just gonna
healing
regenerate you over time.
heals 8 points every 6 seconds for an hour. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, it'll happen in a couple minutes. Yeah. You make your way back through. Some of them ignore you. Some of them say,
Well, well done, new champion of the abyss. I look forward to your patronage.
Yes, yeah. This Grim has much to learn of this place, but I have to say, many of the denizens here are quite fascinating. I look forward to studying you.
walks away. There's a little bit of chit chat, but for the most part, Zugtamoy takes you and you return to Shadekla. And for a moment, there's a bit of emotion as she goes, ha. Oh, and she turns and she reaches out towards you and she just like caresses your face and she goes, I am so pleased.
Thank you.
Grim,
I could not have done it without your spores.
my successor, you have beaten Orcus's chosen, and the rest of them as well. All agreed that he was the best candidate, and you blew him out of the water. That gives me quite a bit of clout around here.
He was quite strong, but I mean, he cannot stand up against the versatility of spores, can he?
Indeed.
There's
Well,
only so many things we can do, right? You know,
indeed.
he's just a spider.
Make your way around this realm as you will. It is your home as well as mine. Any mushroom you should deem necessary in your preparations for what's to come is yours. Meanwhile, I will meet you next within the Nexus. Return whenever you can. Under the worst case scenario, it should be about 2 days' walk that way. And she gestures. That is where the sliver cuts across. There is a portal to that level of the abyss.
Is it like the way we came that one time when we fell through, or?
No, it's a she's saying that there is a portal from her realm somewhere to the level of the abyss where the sliver is for the Nexus.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure where on that particular level of the abyss it will be, but make sure you're well prepared before you head out, regardless. And Kate sticks with you as a guide. Apparently, he's been around.
And
He's right,
I'm
boss. He's
assuming
right. I've been
that
about.
I'm assuming the intelligent denizens will probably know not to impede me, but the more
The intelligent
bestial.
ones. When you say intelligent in referring to demons down here, truly the intelligent ones should know better, but even the ones that can speak may not be bright enough not to attack you.
Yeah, very well. This is
Also,
fine.
there are a lot of levels of the abyss. It'll take time before everyone knows,
This is
let
true.
alone is
Yeah.
capable of recognizing you. But the information will disseminate in due time.
Good, good. Great. Well, I mean, obviously, I will need some time to. I used a lot of spores in that fight, and I have to admit it wasn't the easiest fight, but I guess if otherwise, be a pretty piss poor champion if I didn't use at least some, right?
And I was quite pleased with how you used them. A bit disappointed you didn't reach closer towards my uses of them, but at least you took a bit. And
I
it was always meant for you to make them your own.
I considered, but I thought, some of these seem more like I didn't want to encroach necessarily upon your territory. There was no reason, I think, for there to be two of you. You know what I mean?
In a sense, we are already one. You are one with the circle, and we are all bound.
Yes,
But
it seems better for there to be more biodiversity, you know?
the thing that truly interests me about you is, again, that your mind is still your own, though you're this much a part of me. Something that I am non-certain whether it will ever be explained. But I still wonder. And I appreciate your differences. Your individuality has made you stronger than most of my servants. Well,
Yes.
all of
I
my
do have
servants.
a strong desire to, persist, which I think is perhaps typical of spores in general, is it not?
Indeed. Well, as it is, take your rest, champion of the abyss. And then she. So, within the abyss, would you like to spend some time here before you try heading towards where? Or are you just gonna head out?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gonna just take him up or take her up on the offer to, because there's mushrooms there. Like,
Okay. So to
um,
save time, I'll say that you spend a day, the night you try to rest. You get a full rest.
yeah,
You begin collecting some mushrooms, which we can roll for at a later time.
yeah.
And
Just get a variety of useful alchemical mushrooms. And stuff.
after a few days of testing through the many different species and varieties and finding things that work and don't work, at some point, while you're in the midst of a very exciting alchemical reaction, suddenly there is light from behind you. Light that is alien to this place that you've spent a few days now. The dark of Shadekla. And you turn around and you see a golden being standing in an open rift, a tear in fabric of reality. And he says, Grim, it's go time. And you see Orin standing in a gateway, and behind him the light of Selindor.
Oh,
And that's where we'll pick up our session with everybody else.
Great! Obviously, the first thing obviously Grim is going to ask is okay, was I right?
That could be the first thing you ask Orin when you see him next.
Yep, that'll be the first thing he asks. Because you know how Grim is. Grim's I had a theory. I need
It
to
could
know
be
if my theory
demons.
was correct.
Yep. Well, as it is, thanks so much for hanging out for the second time today. We love you, and
Woohoo!
remember, we did it for the
Did it
rolls.
for the rolls.
Goodbye.